What you been up to, old man?
Oh, you got this son of a bitch. There you go. I'm not making a fishing video. I'm not making a hunting video or a car video. Hey, today, because I have to, I'm going to make myself a new Nightguard. Mine's starting to wear through and my teeth are starting to grind together, and I have decided that I'm not paying $500 to $800, maybe more, depending on where you live, to make a new one. And so I went online and I bought an impression kit, bought some plaster cast mold plaster, and I also bought a molding machine. Together so far, no, it hasn't been successful yet. We'll find out. It's been less than 200 bucks. Grinding your teeth at night is not something that you're gonna grow out of. And if you've been diagnosed by your dentist that you're grinding them, then if this works, I suggest doing the same as I'm trying to do. First, I'm going to cut the top off of this. I just bought this on Amazon. I bought all of this on Amazon, actually, to tell you the truth. And okay. I'm sure these are instructions. Looks like this is the material you use to make the indent of your teeth. So hang on while I look through the instructions here. Okay, I think I got most everything that you need. Timer being the quickest one. Gotta have clean hands, gotta brush and floss, and then it says that you need a towel handy because you have a tendency to drool while you got this mold in your mouth. All right, so you gotta mix. It says if you use the XL tray, which is what I have to use, you need 2 blues and 2 whites. You gotta work fast. Get it mixed together so that there's no colors between the blue and the white, and then you got to roll it into a kind of a round tubular shape, oval, I guess, and then you put it into the tray. So you got to do all of that within 60 seconds. So that's pretty quick. And then you get it in the tray, and you don't push it in the tray. You just lay it in there, and you got to put it in your mouth. And it says put it in your mouth and press it fully over your upper teeth to make an impression. So you must press up, hold it in place with your thumbs for 3.5 minutes. Put your lip over the top of the tray and try to touch the handle tray with it. Huh, that's pretty impressive. Oh, by the way, there's 2 different, I think these are for the lower and these are for the upper. Makes sense because you got a palette. As soon as it's ready, expect to quickly put it in your mouth and press to hold your upper teeth. Make an impression when your hands, thumbs in for 3.5 minutes. Okay, here we go. Holy smokes. I think that looks pretty good. Got blue stuff on my tongue. Okay. We'll let that harden for a little bit. All right. I already put 1/3 cup of water in this disposable tray because obviously after you put this stuff together, it says I need 3 parts of this stuff to 1 part of water. It says to mix in a clean disposable container, mix using a ratio of 1 part water or 3 parts casting material. Add casting material to the water while stirring gradually into a smooth consistency. Approximately 2 minutes. After mixing, tap the mixing container on a table to bring air bubbles to the surface, and then pour it into the mold. Do not overfill. Gently tap the mold on the table to release any remaining bubbles. This is plenty hard now, although it's kind of a soft consistency. It's not, turned out better than I thought. Let's try this though. Allow it to set for 30 to 45 minutes before removing the mold. Remove from the mold. And then you allow it to dry for 24 hours. So we'll do part 2 tomorrow or the next day. It just depends. Part 2 is going to be using the vacuum machine. Okay. This comes in a resealable bag too, which is kind of cool. Alright. Alright, so I got an old spoon that doesn't match anything else. I'm going to use that to mix this up because I'm assuming it won't be worth nothing after I'm done mixing it up. Alright. So now we pour it in. Yes, I'm going to spoon it in. How about that? I got enough here for several. So I am going to wipe my spoon off. Okay, so we're supposed to tap this, try to get bubbles out. Have a roll of paper towels ready. I don't think it. Okay. "30 to 45 minutes. It's been about 45 minutes. I'm supposed to try to remove this now. I'm hoping I don't break it or mess it up somehow. So I'm assuming that you can use this for athletic mouth guards, night guards. What else do people wear guards for? Oh, it's gonna come out. There we go. Holy crap. And that is reusable also. So if for some reason it's got a few little blue things that are stuck in the teeth here, I'll probably get a dental pick and pick that out. So I have some air bubbles underneath these two teeth, but the indents for the teeth are good. A little air bubble there. Hopefully that one don't make a difference either. So I'm going to try this. It'll probably work fine, but next one I make, I won't rely on trying to tap it on the table. I'll take and get something that can vibrate it, maybe a sander or something like that. Anyways, we'll let this set up for 24 hours and I'll see you back here then. Okay, so I looked at this mold again this morning because we were going to do the vacuum sealer today, but I decided that I didn't like it for a couple of reasons. One, because there was air bubbles, like right on top of this tooth there was an air bubble, and so I didn't want the new mouth guard or night guard that I'm making to not fit properly after all the work we went through, and it'd be doing my audience a disservice. You know, same thing on here. If I didn't do this right And then because of that, I can show you what I did wrong on this one, which I'm showing you, and I will redo it again today. One of the things I did is I cut this piece off the back of this mold, and I sliced it off. Comes right off with a sharp knife, no problem. And I will re-pour this, and we'll wait another day to do the vacuum mold, which is no big deal, but at least we'll do it the right way. So you can see I got this big hook here, and I think if you do the vacuum mold, when it sucks down, this thing is going to affect the way the plastic lays on the rest of it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to mix up some more, and we'll get ready to rock and roll on the second mold that I'm going to make. Oh, one other thing I'm going to change is yesterday I used a 1/3 cup to measure all the ingredients. I had way too much plaster, so I'm going to use a 1/4 cup this time. So I got a 1/4 cup of water in here, and I'll mix up the 3 parts and blend it all together, and I'll get back to you when I pour the mold. Almost ready here. Got a couple lumps to get out. It actually mixes really well. Remember, it's 3 parts of cast material to 1 part water, and I use this case 1/4 cup, which I think will be just fine. Okay. I'm going to set that down here. It's going to be messy, but okay. So first thing I did wrong yesterday, that I think anyways, is I should just started with a little bit in the teeth here, and I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to work it in the teeth, because that seems to be where the air bubbles were the worst. I'm not seeing any air bubbles this time, but it doesn't mean anything. Just making sure that it's getting inside those teeth very well. Oh, there's that air bubble that came up. You'll notice this when you do this yourself. Okay, we'll put the rest of this in here. Notice I've taken the part that I cut off and I pushed up against the side, and that way I can probably get a better mold. Okay, so you can see I got plenty of casting material left over. I got enough to almost do another whole one. I'm hoping the toothpick trick made the difference. Okay, we're going to let that set up 45 minutes. And we'll come back and see how everything came out. Oh, and by the way, if you're liking this video, click on subscribe. Hopefully you'll enjoy the outdoor adventures of a retired guy. it's gonna come out, I think. Oh, and there we go. All right, perfect. Well, not entirely perfect. You can see it. There's a little air bubble on the end of that tooth, but I don't think it's worth worrying about. You can see some of the blue material got stuck in there. Okay. We're going to let that harden, and tomorrow we'll make a couple mouthpieces. Okay, today it's the next day, so this is, I don't know what they call this, the form, I guess. Put it on your handy dandy unit for vacuum forming around. And when you buy this unit, you get it was actually a box of like that, full of these little stainless beads. And pour these in. Don't necessarily need them all. The air goes through these holes when it vacuums down, and the beads don't interfere with the airflow. And what they do is they keep the plastic from sticking to the bottom of the former. Okay. Okay. So then, because we got this turned off to the side, this you have to buy separately. And this is because I chew my teeth really hard. This is 2 millimeters thick and it's soft. If you're using making a night guard, you're going to want soft. If you're making a like an athletic tooth guard for hockey players or football players or baseball players, whatever, then you probably want the hard. Although I don't know, the soft probably works well. Okay, take this out, and you have to peel off the membrane. Okay, so I realized that it had only one layer on that one. It's maybe because it was on the end, I don't know why. But then you raise this up and you slide the plastic in, and you can buy this on Amazon like everything else I got. And then you flip this around on this knob here, tighten it down, and you turn on the heat. It says heat. Turn that on. And then it takes a little while to warm up. It is very hot. I do have to tell you that. Okay, you can see it's starting to sag down below the frame. It's coming down. Okay, that's good enough for the heat. You move the over, and then you take this red lever and you set it down, and you turn on the fan to vacuum. Now we let that cool off. Feels cool enough. We'll take this out and The beads are going to want to stick to the plastic, obviously. And so for that purpose, I have a bowl to try to recapture the beads, although I'm sure they're not too hard to find. Of course, they bounce, roll all over the floor. It's best to try to do this while the plastic's still warm, because it does get difficult to get off of your mold, your tooth mold, if it gets too cool. Okay, so now I'll take and slowly remove this from the mold. And there you go. That's ready to go if you want to make another one. I used 2 different scissors for this. Cut through this way. And you just chop this stuff off. So I trimmed these big chunks off with the big scissors, and then I trimmed around the edges. This is what I've got. Now I'm going to, because it didn't feel comfortable, I'm going to cut around this way here, up where your palate is. I think they call that a palate. I'm not sure. I'm not a dentist or a doctor or anything like that. Trim these corners around, and then I felt it was a little bit high in the front, so I'll take that down a little more. Man, that's a pretty good fit. There. Sorry about the spit. Brand new Nightguard. If you've got bruxism or you grind your teeth at night, it doesn't go away with age. I've been doing it. I'm in my 60s now, and I've been doing this using a tooth guard to stop grinding my teeth at night since I was in my 20s. So it doesn't go away. I have spent a lot of money at the dentist's office having new ones made. So if you're gonna go this route, I highly advise that you make the small investment. Everything here was probably less than $200 on Amazon. If you like this video, when you get to the end, click on that subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.